Hello, everybody. You are welcome to Doing Better and Moving Forward. My name is Dr. Olivia Esinam Chalak Level. I'm a medical doctor by profession and your self appointed weight loss specialist for 2026. Give it up for me. Okay, in my first video, I mentioned some things that I did to lose weight, and subsequently I'm going to be explaining in detail the science behind the things that I did to lose the weight, and so that you can know how to apply it to your life and have the desired results. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about intermittent fasting, which was the game changer for me. First of all, I'd like to mention that intermittent fasting is not recommended for certain classes of people. Intermittent fasting is not recommended for pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, people with chronic illnesses such as diabetes, people who have an active peptic ulcer disease, and people who also just attempt it and realize they have some health issues by doing it. So it's not recommended for everybody. So you need to be careful when you want to start intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is also not recommended for teenagers generally. So yes, so if you are not in any of these groups, then let's go on with our discussion. So there are different levels to intermittent fasting. Okay, you can first start with the 12-12 type, which is 12 hours of fasting, 12 hours of eating. Okay, so everything that you want to embark on, you need to start gradually because it takes a while for your body to change and adapt. If you are like me, who was eating 5-6 times a day, it's not just easy to do a higher level. You may start from 12-12, 12 hours of the day you don't eat, then in another 12 hours of the day you eat. Then there's also 16-8. 16 means that for 16 hours of the day you do not eat, and then for 8 hours of the day you eat. So that's a step higher. Then another level to intermittent fasting is just eating once a day. Then when you get to the eating once a day, you can choose a certain number of days. I know some people do between 7 to 9 days. They go on for about 7 days or 9 days eating once a day. Then they do a 48-hour fast with just water or beverages without calories. So in the fasting period, you need to stay hydrated. You can drink as much water as you want. You can drink green tea and even black tea without sugar, okay, in the fasting period. So you need to stay hydrated during the fast, and you can drink some of these beverages so that you do not feel too hungry. That's for the intermittent fasting. That's how it can be done. Now, what's the science behind intermittent fasting? So in one of my videos, I mentioned the role of insulin in fat buildup. I mentioned that when you eat, one of the breakdown products of the food we eat is glucose. Your body may use some, and what is left will be stored either as glycogen in the liver and in some muscle, or stored as fat in the fat deposits around your body, around your abdomen, your hips, your backside, and your arms. As for the fat storage areas, there everywhere. So insulin is a very important player when it comes to weight gain. So in intermittent fasting, because there's a good amount of time where you are not eating, insulin is not secreted in those times to lead to fat storage. That's one of the ways intermittent fasting helps you. So let's assume in the past you were eating 5 to 6 times a day, and every time you ate, there was a release of insulin and some glucose was stored as fat, and you had that happening every 5 to 6 times every day. Now you're doing intermittent fasting. Let's say you've gotten to the 6-8 period and you are eating just twice. It means that insulin is released probably just twice a day, and fat storage is happening just 2 times, which is an improvement, a significant improvement over 5 to 6 times. Now the next thing that happens is that when you are fasting, and let's say the fasting period is during the daytime where you are active and you are working, what happens is that at a point when the available glucose is done with, the body will now begin to go into storage to find stored energy and to use it. The first port of call is the glycogen in your liver and your muscle. And I mentioned in one of the videos that the glycogen storage is very little. It's not as big as the fat storage. So very early on, you see that the body has used up the glycogen storage and is now beginning to go into the fat storage to break it down and use it as energy. So intermittent fasting achieves 2 things. 1, it reduces the rate at which the fat is being stored. And 2, it helps your body to begin to use some of the stored fat as energy. And that's how you will gradually lose the weight. So intermittent fasting, so this is how intermittent fasting can actually help you to lose the weight significantly and fast. And you need to know that in the early weeks and months, you may not see significant change on the scale, but it doesn't mean that it's not working. Okay, you need to give it time. For me, I began to see proper changes on the scale and in my body beyond 6 months of doing the intermittent fasting. In the first few months and weeks, I didn't see anything. So I would say that you should be patient, and it's a journey and it takes some time for your body to remodel. So let's be patient. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you would achieve the results you set out to achieve in this weight loss journey. Kindly like my video, share with a friend, subscribe, leave a comment, and I sure would do my best to respond. I am about to make some videos to respond to some of the questions I've seen in my comments so far. Thank you for supporting the channel. Have a good day. Bye.